It's really interesting. You're on this grueling race course, all these crazy conditions, but around you every step of the way, it's just absolutely gorgeous. You know, it's tough to fully take it in because you're so immersed on the racing side of it. And especially when you're a little bit sleep deprived, you're kind of focused on keeping the boat going. But when you take a breath and take a minute, you look around, it's just absolutely stunning. Just the mountains, the topography. And there's probably not many places that are prettier in the world. I think anytime you start to get down or, you know, frustrated with current or wind, you know, you can just take a minute and look around and kind of breathe it in and be like, you know what? It's okay that I'm not really moving very fast right now. I mean, that was part of the reason I didn't pick a really fast boat coming into the race too, is I wanted to enjoy it. You know, I could have, you know, seen if I could have pulled off a big fast trimaran and gone that direction, but it wouldn't have built up the community I did. It wouldn't have been as pretty as this boat. And you know, I wouldn't have been able to enjoy the journey as much. And this kind of captures everything I needed with having shelter, still being reasonably fast, and being a really fun boat to sail. I think one of the biggest challenges of single handing is that mental game you get into. And you know, it's, you know, whether there's voices in your head or you're talking to the autopilot or whatever it may be, it's tough being away from people for that long.
I know you probably keep thinking I'm crazy saying we, but there's 3 of us here. I know I'm single handing. We've got me, we've got Wildcat, and then we've got Jack, the autopilot. I'm letting Jack take a nap right now in hand steering. But yeah, otherwise I'd be all lonely out here.
I think the hardest part is as you get going, you start to get a little bit of sleep deprivation or you're pushing it really hard. I think that's the biggest challenge. And it's, you know, maybe it's pouring rain and you wake up and you're tired and it's just like getting that momentum to go again. I mean, it's as much about managing the boat as it is yourself.
Yeah, it's interesting single handing. You get this funny trade-off of miles versus sleep and which miles are worth getting, which are not. And those are the bets us single handers are making out here.
When you get to remote areas like this, you have to be able to problem solve. And if you don't have the experience to be able to do that, it makes it really tough to think on your feet. I think I've been impressed with myself overall, kind of with strategic decisions and kind of pushing my limits at the right times. I think with racing over time, you start to develop a maturity. And when I first started, you take risks and you do stupid stuff, and it ends up costing you. But as you start to mature more, do more races, you start making those critical decisions in a way that allows you to kind of balance the risks and rewards. I think I am looking forward to the end, just because it's a goal, and I have a number of goals I've kind of set for myself internally and such. And certainly finishing is one of those goals, so I want to get there. But I can guarantee you when there's like 50 miles to go, I'm not really going to be looking forward to it necessarily, unless it's like pouring rain or completely nasty. Typically by the time you get a week in to a trip like this, any sort of passage, you're just in go mode and you feel like you can kind of keep going forever.